record for YouTube VODs because they last forever. So yeah, we'll be recording. We'll put that after this match for anybody who wants to watch it back. But we look good to go. And let's see if they are good to go. Yeah. Emmybert said yeah. uh, um, yeah, I didn't think so. It was worth a shot. He's never gonna be normal, but we tried. But it's all good. You know, sometimes people have to express themselves, and there's certain ways, and we understand that. But we're on to this first week of Serenyx League, our first cast in Serenyx League, and first look at both of these teams and what they got to show for us. And if you're curious about the ranks for Elite, 1575 to 1862, and Cretan being tested there, good defense. But we are still scoreless, although not much time has eclipsed. Although both these teams looking quick in display, and no one there, and a little bump to delay time. And nice play, Dino there. Striker, nice touch, forcing a double commit. And so KCG E-Kittens up by 1 to start off the scoring. Cretan booming it down, and good backboard defense. And Dino definitely someone to check out. Had the first goal for E-Kittens, and making a touch there, covering the backboard. But more backboard touches and continually being tested. There's some good pressure. There's a shot, but save from who other? Dino, who's had a great start, as we've said. But Spartan Harmony moving down. Might have another Cretan. But good turn from Squid. And Emmybert is up. And we had an interesting angle on that one after the demo. And there they cap it off. And we saw some very good pressure from Harmony, Spartan Harmony. And they're able to capitalize with a score. We are tied up 1 apiece, but maybe a quick response from E-Kittens. Although, certainly a great first match so far. Plenty of action, plenty of high-speed play. And what is up, Bell? What's up, Annette? And that one is slight touch, but E-Kittens gonna get back in time. And Squid going for some bumps in the backfield, maybe trying to delay things. Striker there on defense, getting that 50. But slight touch, Squid has to play it back and gets bumped. Is that enough? And what a touch, what a dunk, what a 50, whatever you want to call it. It's a goal. And that initial touch, moving it downfield, making it awkward. Harmony did not get that lovely bounce in that pocket, and E-Kittens able to capitalize. But 2 minutes ago, moving it down, and Squid, awkward play. He does recover, but for how long? That's Cretan gonna come through, and big teamwork coming, as that was almost a goal, although giving up. And possession is king. As in front of net, Dino putting another, just hanging out and not able to secure possession. Big 50 in front. And what are you watching in front of net? Absolute madness. But off the backboard, I mean, Burt does get a 50. He might be able to run away with this one. Quick shot. And that's a huge goal for Spartan Harmony, who are trying to play catch up. Emmy Burt off to the races. But 2-3. And more 50s to follow. And then that says, oh, Emmy Burt caught on the camera. Waiting for that boost. But Annette says, Harmony lock in for the sake of my 10 points. Don't be betting the house. Although Cretan, what a score there. Emmy Burt leading the way, using forward momentum, causing some havoc, and Krusty said, what a game so far. I couldn't agree more. This is plenty of action in the first one, and we're getting down to the wire. Under a minute to go, and Squid probably wants that one back, giving up possession, but they continue on. Is there anyone there? Big demo from Striker, and 40 seconds left. Squid by 1, 50 to the middle. Emmy Burt is there, and this one is turning around a little bit. But like we said, defense, I don't know if we can say bad defense or just better offense from both squads. Okay, why do I hear myself? That's a similar laugh that we've heard. But 4-3, Cretan turning around, quick shot. 18 seconds, this could be the final tally. E-Kittens had command for much of this game, but they're being pressured right now, and Emmy Burt seals the deal. And like we said, E-Kittens were up for much of this, at one point 3-1, I believe, and perhaps feel like this one slipped away a little bit. So certainly going into game 2, gonna see what they have in store for us. Can they play a full match exactly how they want to play? They certainly are capable of it, but can they do it for the full slate? Well, we are gonna find out. I have to double check Forbidden Temple. Alright, of course he's gotta be weird. I thought they actually needed sun. I as a caster, you hear a little like beep or whatever the sound, and you're like, oh no, what do they want? Let me just double check the maps. So we got Manfield, Forbidden Temple. Yeah. Is there a day? You know what? It'll be fine. Well, it'll be okay. We're going with it. If we get chastised, I'll take full blame. But we're doing our normal slate. I'm sure it'll be okay. They're normal maps anyways. But we do our maps. So we'll see what the masters say. Yeah. You're not supposed to read the in-game Rocket League chat. But Cretan, it's an early start. 50 off the kickoff, and what an angle. And we weren't even ready for game 2. I don't know if E-Kittens were either, but I mean, would certainly make something of this match if kickoff followed for E-Kittens. But Squid, big 50, not gonna happen. He gets the flick, but he can't capitalize. Needs Emibert to fulfill the goal, and Spartan Harmony using that momentum late in game one, bringing it to the next one. But there's a chance in big 50. Dino just nerves of steel, patient with it. You see Cretan gives up that possession, but two players, they have a chance for a 50. Forget about it. Dino too good, too strong, and a big goal to cut that lead by one. They certainly want to cut that lead, not be down by 3. So plenty of action still left in store. We've only got a minute and more offense on display, and Emibert quick on the draw. And you see E-Kittens tangled up in that corner, but I mean, you can't blame it with that touch from Squid. Squid, as weird as he is in chat, he's also weird in playing wise, but it's hard to read. And what a blast, Emibert, and they are just cruising right now. They are putting shots on and they are sticking. And how do E-Kittens recover? They need to lock in and settle in with more team plays. Gets a touch going down, and Striker trying to clear the way. There's a shot, and almost in. That was almost a perfect shot in the corner of the net. Now Dino gonna try and bring more magic, but Cretan to the air, letting it drop, staying low. And Krusty supporting E-Kittens, saying, come on, lock in. Do they have what it takes? They certainly don't want to go down. And what a team pinch. I mean, she called upon it, answered, and teamwork capitalizing as they cut the lead by 2. And once again, plenty of time left. We're not at halftime just yet, and a bounce just out as they're all tangled up, but can they get it out of their half? And to the ceiling has enough, but Emibert, big challenge. Striker there though, and they got the corners locked in. The Striker playing some good defense, and that almost costed Harmony. You could see that flip in front, enough to possibly confuse teammates. You gotta be careful with that rotation. I certainly wouldn't be surprised if a goal fell through. You think your teammate's gonna get that, but they're just flipping by. But 2 minutes ago, we're seeing a little momentum for E-Kittens and a little tangled up for Harmony. And under 2 minutes ago, if they get one on the board here, as Emibert, excuse me, gets a touch. Yeah, we're excused. We've been talking a bit, so yeah, we're bound to tangle up a few words here and there, but that's gonna bounce around. Are you kidding me? And of course, Emerson is in chat. All right, that's a little delayed. My bad. That's our custom sound. But they're trying again, and 2 players miss, and we're seeing Harmony kind of falter late here. They're tangled up. It's kind of a mess, kind of what we saw of E-Kittens a little bit early. And I mean, in a good way. Can you imagine if both these teams just lock in and play in their spots, limit the double commits? Striker almost gets that. That was a chance to tie it up, and certainly can go either way. But Dino is there, and Another double commit, but they're just fighting for the goals at this point. God only knows what the comms are like. Just pushing them out of the way for that goal. It's like that goal was there to feed their family. But lock in, impossible. But oh my goodness, really impossible.
This is chalked.
And there you go, Emerson. This is chalked. I actually bounced out, but just gonna bounce in. And yeah, everything is gone out the window. Forget about it. Now we got 40 seconds. I couldn't tell you who's gonna take this one. Emibert trying to take it to the ground. And Cretan, enough of a touch. Big 50 as well. And bounce to the mid. Cretan almost gets that. And Squid gonna be in a rough spot on defense somehow. Follows that through and almost catches the defense by surprise. But pass right back to Squid. And we're seeing some team plays. But double commit. On target. In. Striker did exactly that. And those double commits costing Harmony so much. But what a blast. We are tied up. And we might see a similar game from game one. But on the other side, if E-Kittens can come back and steal this, basically what happened to them, and Squid being tested on defense in a rough spot a lot of times. Life, thank you so much for the follow on Twitch. But kickoff, Cretan's gonna come through, but who clutches up? And Dino gives up possession. Cretan bringing it low, but everyone in front of net. And Striker, awkward. That somehow bounces around, but you still have to respect everybody on the field, as that counter can come quickly. But you see all these tangle ups in front of net. You just want to send the house, and that's been the story of the game. But missed opportunity for demos. You see players be bunched up. That's the time for demos. Clear the way. And from both sides, we haven't seen too much. But we saw a little battle for that boost, because that is important. And big 50 and touched out to the side. And Cretan can only get one touch, and nice follow through from Squid. But Emibert gonna chase that one down. Cretan almost has that lined up. E-Kittens sensed it, but Dino can do some damage. Does he get a bump here? Maybe. But out to the mid, and still gonna stranglehold, but Cretan, he's got that all day. But we see a demo. Could it result in a goal? Like we said, we haven't seen too many demos. When they do connect, do tend to follow with a goal. But 50 almost falls through, and Striker has been so solid in this one. That's offense, defense, anything you need, just call upon them. Well, right now, OT, they certainly might be calling upon him. Emibert has a touch to the air, haha, with the challenge, but double commit, although Squid left back, and that's been a trouble area as Harmony leave one player back in a rough spot and almost flying through. You see, this is a game of inches. Just one beat, that goal could come through, and we're talking if Spartan Harmony win, they're on series point. If not, KCG tie it up, which is huge, and that's hitting the crossbar. Double commits coming forth as Squid turning around, can't get the 50 there. But now Emibert in a tough spot on defense. But Cretan comes back with the demo. We might see a cringe bump. We do! And Emibert gets it in clutch time. And when you need a goal, it may be a cringe bump, but it is very necessary. Alright, we definitely need a drink after that. Feel like we've been talking for 10 hours. Holy shit, airborne. Yeah, airborne. I couldn't agree more. That's a good one. God damn. God damn. Alright, they'll forgive me. I gotta... Cretan said we need to stop letting you outside. That's a good one. I'll admit, that's pretty good. Alright, so let me check like 5 more times to make sure I change the map. Alright, game 3. Got a little drink, a little pause. Cause you know, if you touch grass, you're not playing Rocket League. Come on, Bell. But like we said, game 3 is here. Series point for Spartan Harmony. Although, I mean, E-Kittens have played a heck of a series. It really just 2 endings that could have turned in their favor. They could easily be up 2-0. So, do they get their win here? Do they carry some momentum? As Rocket League, big momentum game. And they're going for the reverse sweep, but have to take it 1 game at a time, and that is certainly the way to do it. And once again, we talk about possession, keeping it, especially in your own half. Emmybert letting that one get away. Striker gonna make you pay. As E-Kittens, exactly the start they want. We see Emmybert trying to clear the way. Some demos and creating a soft touch, but Striker does it again. Striker on defense, on offense, it really is shine through. We saw a Dino of early, but you know, since then Striker has certainly warmed up as well. But by 1 has Cretan in a tough spot. Cretan playing solid defense and does have backup. Squid just enough to bring it, and he has a shot lined up, but what a save. Haha is there and ready for it. Not an easy one, but gonna carry to the corner. Big 50, and Cretan feeling the pressure, and how could you not? E-Kittens been so quick on things, but a little cluster at the midfield. Dino can't move it forward. Squid wants another touch to midfield. Great closeout, going for the rotational bumps. Could open up the path. And big 50 as well, but Cretan is there. And you know, this might be the least amount of scoring we've seen so far, as E-Kittens really locked in. There hasn't been too many double commits. Playing solid. Harmony almost with a chance there. But right now they can't crack the code of this defense. Trying to figure out what to do, and that's certainly not going to help. Squid awkward, and Emmybert having to make a tough save. Striker down. Squid moving it forward. Off the backboard. And still holding on to that 1-goal lead. E-Kittens might add another. Cretan, high pop. Squid is there. Cretan can't get the bump. Trying to force. What a save. Bouncing out. Haha, credited. And they're going to continue on. Maybe they get a bump in the backfield. And so it's that chess match. Back and forth. And you never know if that demo in the backfield will be the difference maker. And some shots coming through, but just can't get it on target. Although, is it a matter of time with the E-Kittens? They were pressuring. But off the ceiling, and Cretan is there. Emibert bringing it down, and a little bit unfortunate for KCG. They had so much pressure for a good amount of time, and Harmony just able to capitalize off the counterattack, make a good offensive possession. But E-Kittens have a chance in the opponent's half, but that has disappeared, and now trying to get a good clear. Let's not forget, tied 1-1. E-Kittens need this game. It's do or die, and want better start week 1 for sure. But we will say again, the games have been super close. Could have gone either way, but how they're looking at it, they could get swept unless they take one game at a time. But we might have an OT unless a late goal comes through. And with how strong shots have been, you can't sleep on anything. But popped up, and no one's gonna be there. And something that you definitely have to look out for, those passes, those outlets to a player forward, those have been devastating for either side. But Cretan sees a pass wide. It's a little bit off, but Squid can fill in, and he's going through, might steal some boost. Emibert trying to gain possession, and a good possession is that, but Dino enough of the touch to keep it corner. Although Squid, you wanted the 50, not gonna happen. Emibert forcing a double. Cretan might have another, and Squid too eager on that. Gotta play patient within your spot, and Cretan gives up possession there. That's a rough bounce. Squid getting deleted, but no one there for KCG. Missed opportunity, although almost a shot coming through, and you can feel the pressure here. KCG have to score, and there's some pressure they're producing. Flip reset just a little too wide, and almost we see it go through, although that's a big 50 going down, or flick. But Striker almost gets that high. Now gonna leave it to Emibert, who might get challenged, but over Dino on target. Striker calm and collected, but turning around and can't get another touch. Striker pass almost works. It's a little bit risky, but right into your teammate. Squid blocking Cretan, as that is on target. Squid is there, and what a match. 2 minutes into OT. Like we said, you could feel the pressure. It could go either way. If you make a mistake, you might pay with a goal. But to the midfield, Cretan. That's in front of net, and Emibert gonna capitalize, and it comes down to something like that. You play so solid for so long, something's gotta give. And I mean, these games, what, one goal a piece difference? But Spartan Harmony gonna take the victory, and we do have to shout out both teams for showing up, allowing us to cast this very first week of Serenyx League. Big shout out to Krusty and KCG E-Kittens, playing a phenomenal series. We definitely don't think this is the last of E-Kittens. I mean, obviously it's week 1, but I mean, a solid team. We expect to see them in the future. But if you voted Spartan Harmony, you are correct. Yeah. Yeah, he wants to be. I think he's a wannabe, but I mean, honestly, you can have him, to be fair. Can we be the first team to make a trade? Does this league have like a trade request? Trading players around. All right, so yeah, that concludes this one. Thank you everyone for watching. Thanks for if you voted. Thank you so much for gifting a sub, Squid, to Unknown Official. Good to know Squid has money for us now. But yeah, thanks anybody who tuned in, who chatted, or if you lurked. Of course, always appreciate the support. That is going to do it for this recording. So once again, I'll put it up on YouTube. So thanks again.